They do great, great work. Thank you so much, Patricia and team. Yes. All right, Wendy, Fedeke, thank you so much. Really appreciate you. All right, so we're going to continue with the show. I'm again, just so blown away by the talent in Toronto. Really do think we're underrated and underrepresented on the world level in terms of just the type of talent that is here. But I am grateful that this incredible woman reached out to me and said, you know what? You think you like my type of music? I'm a fusion artist. I know, you've never heard of a fusion artist. That was actually the email she sent me. And when I heard what a fusion artist is, I said, please come down to the show. So she's a fusion artist, she's a composer, she's an educator, and she's here, and she's gonna perform for us later. Her name is Desiree, so please welcome her to the show. Desiree D.
Thanks for having me.
Oh, my pleasure, my pleasure. Thank you. And I love the green, money green.
Thank you. I mean, green is money, it's abundance. Abundance is my birthright. So.
Yeah. Absolutely. I'm with you 100%. So a fusion artist now, this is an incredible term that you've coined, but tell me what that is.
So fusion is essentially combining multiple genres to create something new. So as a classically trained pianist, self-taught jazz pianist, I take elements of classical and jazz and combine it with genres such as R&B, neo-soul, hip-hop, electronic, and to create something new. So that's essentially what I do with my music.
Amazing. And no, I've just been kind of introduced to lo-fi. So would you categorize that as one of the genres that you compose?
Yeah, I would. I mean, I'm finding even now with my stuff that I'm kind of going in that direction. Earlier on, it was mostly jazz and gospel mix because I grew up in church, so there are those gospel nuances in my music. But I'm finding now with the music that I'm creating, it's more of a lo-fi, chill vibe. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Amazing. I was listening to your music and I was working and I thought, well, this is really great to listen to. It kept me focused on what I was doing. So being a musician, being a Black woman as a musician, does it have some of its challenges?
Oh yeah, I mean, just being a woman in music in general is already difficult. Being a Black woman in music is even more difficult. And being a Black woman musician in Canada is even more
difficult. Many layers,
right?
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of layers to it, but also you don't hear a lot about Black women who are behind an instrument. Growing up in the church, every church that I went to visit, it was male dominated. And of course, music in the beginning has been a male-dominated industry. However, I'm starting to see women starting to rise up, which is great because there's so many talented women out there. Mm-hmm. And for myself in Canada, I was never represented. I never saw myself in the industry. I never saw any Black women who picked up an instrument and said, I'm gonna be an artist. So because I never had the representation, I decided that I was gonna be the representation.
Amazing. That's fantastic. I think we should applaud her for stepping up and doing that and creating your own path. Yes. You know, instead of waiting for a space, you created that space. So that's really, really commendable. Now, who influences you? Who have you been looking up to musically growing up?
I mean, when I got into music, as a child, it was mainly my parents. They were the major motivators in me even getting into music. They noticed that I had musical talent from a really young age, but at the time I wasn't old enough to take lessons, so I started taking lessons when I was 6. And that journey proved very difficult because in those days I was a tomboy and I wanted to run around with the boys. I didn't want to play music, but there's just something about your parents, and when they see that you have a gift, they will do whatever it takes to bring it out. And of course, being of Jamaican descent, I didn't have a choice. So my journey was very difficult because, again, I was battling with, I want to be a boy and run with the boys. I don't want to do this. But again, there is that missing piece of representation. Growing up in the 90s, there weren't any Black teachers, right? And it's funny, when I started going to a music school, my dad noticed that there was a Black woman who was there, and he ran up to her and said, "Do you teach here?" And she said, "Yeah." She's like, "I'm gonna put my daughter with you. She just needs somebody to, help guide her and all of that." And instant connection, because I saw somebody that looked like me. And it wasn't just about playing, it was about getting to know who I was. And I think as an educator, that's so important, being able to build that relationship with your student.
Right.
So it's not just about, I'm gonna teach you how to play the piano, I'm gonna teach you how to do this, but how are you? What do you do outside of here? And I feel like that's so important to get to know your students. And of course, my journey was amazing with her. She gave me a lot of opportunities, and I studied with her for about 12 years, and then I decided to go to pursue music further. So I went to York University and got my music degree. And I was kind of trying to figure out what I wanted to do. If I wanted to go into law and become an entertainment lawyer. So I figured, okay, law and
we had
music,
a lawyer here
right?
a while ago.
But in my third year, I thought, no, I really feel like I can do something great with music. And I decided to go to teachers college instead and get my teaching degree. And I worked with the school board, still do, with Toronto. I've been with them for almost 10 years now. And even now in the space that I'm in, I'm seeing more and more that I'm being positioned to continue with music. Like there's something that I need to bring to this world. Representation, letting other Black women and just women in general see that it's possible to do this, right? Even though it's a male-dominated industry, you can do it. And I've had to find ways to maneuver, right? And of course, I don't have a mentor because, again, this is something totally brand new. I don't have anybody to look up to really because nobody's done this before me. So I've had to do a lot of the legwork and a lot of the foundation by myself. And I realized that when you have a big vision, sometimes you're gonna have to do it alone. And not everybody's gonna understand the vision. But it's all about being determined and being consistent and being persistent and really cultivating that so people can see like, yeah, oh my God, she's doing something brand new. It's possible to do this. And of course you have people who are not very open. I found that sometimes people in Canada are not very open-minded with things that they don't know. But for me, it's just been consistently putting it out there, and eventually, it's gonna catch wildfire. And I'm seeing that even now after 8.5 years, it's really starting to pick up. And I just find that it's amazing. And I'm getting women come to me, not just women, but people in general. "Oh, you made me want to start playing piano again." And it's just, I write my music to just help people discover more about themselves, right? And to really reignite those passions, those past passions, like playing the piano again, and letting them know that it's never too late to start something. So no matter what part in your journey, what part in your life you're at, you can start something new. Doesn't matter how old you are, you can start something.
I love that. It's never too late to start over.
Never too late.
All right, so you've prepared something for us, and I can't wait to hear it. I don't know about you. Are you ready? All right, I think we've been waiting all night for this. So tell me a little bit about what you're going to perform.
So I'm going to be performing a song called Late Arrival Remix, which is a remix from the original song from my 2016 project called 20. I celebrated the 5-year anniversary of that project in 2021. And I thought, what a great way to celebrate the anniversary by taking one of the songs, one of the most popular songs, and doing a more modern remix to it. And this is such a great segue because we're just talking about it's never too late to start, hence the title Late Arrival. It was on the premise of never waiting and just doing something even though you waited later on in life to do it, and it's never too late to start something. So that was the inspiration for this song.
Excellent. Well, I so appreciate the muse leading up to what we're going to be hearing right now. So without further ado, Desiree, please, can you honor us with some great music?
Absolutely.
Okay. All right. Desiree D. All right. Beautiful. Desiree D, we'll be right back.
Baby, 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 you really something. I'm tripping off your loving.
All right, welcome back to the Nikki Clarke Show. Amazing. Desiree D, thank you so much for what you just did. Blew our minds. Thank you. And where can people find you on social media, get your music?
So people can listen to my music on all digital platforms. So whatever you listen to, Spotify, Apple Music, Tidal, you name it, I'm on there. In terms of social media, you can follow me at Desirae D Music. So that's my name, Desarae Music, on all social media platforms.
Fantastic, thank you. And I want to just thank everyone for stopping by and just being a part of this amazing experience here, the Nikki Clarke Show. Thank you to all the guests, Alex Batik, Nicole Brown Faulkner. Thank you so much, Desiree D. And thank you, Ainsley Deer. And I want to thank the amazing audience for coming by. And especially big thanks to the show sponsor, Early Childhood Development Initiative, Patricia Falope and team. Thank you so much for what you do in the community and for supporting the show. So if you'd like to take a look at past episodes and this upcoming episode, you can go to the website NikkiClarkeNetwork.com. We're also going to be on YouTube. Again, I thank you for being a part of this journey. God bless you. Have a good night.